Alright, welcome to another episode of the Stitch Method. I finally got over somewhat of the cold I had last week. It's time to keep on going. I've got a lot of requests for this, and I want to discuss why I'm doing In the Mind of B.B. King and The Thrill Is Gone. And there is a reason for it. So, in doing a lot of research for this, I watched tons of videos of B.B. playing the song, especially with friends. And I'm sure you've probably seen him on stage with all these different guitar players, from Slash, Ronnie Wood, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Vaughn, Derek Trucks, and tons of other guitar players. And the thing is when they take a solo, it sounds like a blues solo. And when B.B. takes a solo, it sounds like B.B. So we're going to be working on what makes the B.B. King solo his solo. Now, what I did is, if you can picture, I didn't do this, but like you can picture me watching a video and making like a checklist of like things that he did in this video, and then things he did in this one, and then like putting on a graph and like drawing a straight line, and getting I'm probably this way, getting like a median path of things that he did. So what we're going to do is dissect kind of like what B.B. does in his solo, not what his guests do. What his guests do is what we talk about on the Stitch Method in the Blues Primer playlist, but B.B. King had something special. So let's get down to it. Well, let's talk about the chord progression first. Now, this is a minor blues, and I've discussed the minor blues with Santana and Peter Green and Jimmy Page. But when B.B.'s playing the minor blues, first, the chord progression itself is pretty awesome. It starts with the B minor chord. Awesome. And then we got an E minor chord for the 4, and then it goes back to the B minor chord. And then we do something really cool, right? Really, really cool, is he throws in the G major, or G major 7, and then down to the F sharp 7. Now, really quickly, the F sharp 7, that's the 5, okay? And then we have this sharp 5, okay, or augmented, okay? But he starts in the G major 7, we'll talk about that. And then we come down to the F sharp 7, and there's that 5 chord, and there's the 5 chord being played as a 7th chord, and that's, again, a theme in the minor blues, is that the 5 chord is going to be a 7th chord, even if you're playing the minor. So really quickly, let's talk about the chord progression. Well, what key are we in? And a lot of people cringe when I ask that question, so I'll ask the question a little more strictly, which is, what key signature are we in? And this comes from the D major chord progression, even though, D major key signature, even though we have a B minor start. A lot of people say it's in the key of B minor, and that is a valid way to say it. But let's look at the chords from the key of D first. So you have D, you have F sharp minor, you have D, you have E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, and C sharp diminished, or C sharp minor 7 flat 5 if we extend it. And if you look at the key that way, well, the 1, 4, and 5 chord are major, and if you played a D blues, you'd have D, G, and A. But if you look at the 6, 2, and 3 chord, okay, those, if you put them in order, they make a 1, 4, and 5 in minor, the 6 chord being the B minor, the 2 chord being the E minor, and the 3 chord being the F sharp minor. That's a 1, 4, and 5 in a minor blues. And so there is where we get our chord progression from in the minor blues. It's the relative minor. Make a long story short. So we have the B minor, which is the 6th chord, really in the key of D. Doesn't matter, I know I'm talking a lot. And then we go to the E minor, and back to the B minor. And then we put in this G major 7, and if you look at the key of D, that G major 7's right there, all right? It's there. And then we go down to the F sharp 7, and there's that there's that 7th chord on the 5. Now, what B.B. King usually does, this is going to be like fleshing it out, right, is first he's going to start in what I used to call the B.B. box, but I guess it's the Albert King box, which is, we have a B minor pentatonic here in the 7th fret, and he's going to come up, let's just use the Never Lost really quickly. You're going to put your first ring here, and he's going to come up here to that root note on the ring finger, and he's going to play this little box, right, 11, 10, 12, 10, 12. I'm sure all of you are familiar with this. Now, the reason he's playing this is because this is a minor blues, and we're still in the minor pentatonic. So he really fleshes out a lot of his soloing right here. So when he starts off, he's going to start on the root note. And common things that he does, first of all, is whatever guitar you have, you want to get it nice and trebly. He has a good bite to his sound. So you want this like a good bite. And he's going to play this 1 on the 1. He's definitely going to take this 4. This is a 1, the flat 3, and the 4. And he's definitely going to take the 4, bend to the 5. He's going to take that minor third, bend it up to that like blue third, or that twang, and come back home. He's going to utilize the flat 7, and he's going to utilize the 5 here. So here's just the beginning, and he's going to start off, he usually starts off right here. So I'm going to click on my looper, I have the loop going, and this is what it sounds like. Okay, so that was for the 1. So he's really in this box here, and he's planting on the 1, got a nice trebly bite, and he's using the 5. And this is what's really important is his phrasing is beautiful. All right, his phrasing is kind of built around these bends. So put a lot of bends in. He loves that stuff. Then when he goes to the 4 chord, he hits the 4 here. Okay, this is the 1, the flat 3, and the 4. And he'll play this box. He'll throw in the same bends after hitting the 4. And then he's going to come home back to that 1, to the B minor. And usually what he does, now you can watch this, is he goes right up to 15, 17, 19, 19th fret, and gives a little... So let's get up to that point. I'll shout the chords. Here's the 1. There's the 4. Back to the 1. Alright, now, up comes the G major 7. And for the G major 7, excuse me, I'm just going to show you this, is if you play the G major 7, which is the frets 10, 12, 11, 12, 10, you can see that these two fingers, 11 and 12, are in that box, right? They're right there. Everything's within this key, so they're going to kind of work together. This G major 7 is in this key, so there's going to be some cool things happening, some overlap, and there they are right there. So what he does when he gets to the G major 7 is he really sticks with a B. Right here, it's in the chord. Alright, and then what's really cool is he comes down to the F sharp 7. Now, in this F sharp 7, everything I've taught with Jimmy Page, Peter Green, Santana, even in my minor blues quick study, is we usually utilize the major third in this blues. But B.B. King, not so much. And that's what makes it cool. He kind of stays true to this shed down, like pentatonic, phrasing, amazing approach to the blues. So when he comes down to this F sharp 7, you're going to see him, he's going to be in this box, and you can see him slide down to this B minor pentatonic form 1, okay? And he's going to hit that 5, and what's really, really important, I'm going to show you this. I can play an F sharp 7 like this, okay, right here. What we don't see is that this note here is in the chord. This note is the 5 of the chord, but we don't have enough fingers to play it. But if you play the B9 chord, you can see it's there. So this note right here, this 9th fret of the E string, is he tags this because it's in the chord and gives a little bend. So on the G major 7, he'll hit. It goes to the F sharp 7. He pulls back. Oh, geez. And then goes to this note here while on the F sharp 7, gives a little twang. It comes back up home to the 1, and then climbs down a pentatonic and gets back to this one. So this is like the average B.B. King guitar solo in The Thrill Is Gone. Now, if you watch him, you're going to see him do different things, but this is just the average culmination. So now I'm going to play it. I'm probably going to screw it up in Stitch Method fashion, but if I had to like reenact a B.B. King solo, this is what it sounds like. There we go. Actually, pretty good. I actually liked it. So again, this is just like the average B.B. King solo. where he is usually, out of the hundreds of concerts I watched, on the first one chord, he's in this little Albert King box, which I formerly called the BB box. And then when he goes to the 4, he'll still be in this box. He'll tag that 4 right there. He'll still do his signature bending, okay? And then come back to the 1, he'll hit the 1, give that little pop. And then when it comes to the G major 7, he'll hit this note. It's in the chord. Right? And then for the F sharp 7, he will come back to the 5 because it's the 5 chord in the form of pentatonic. He'll climb up to this note, which is actually in the chord. Give a little bend into this note, and come down pentatonic. I'll play myself out so you can see it again. I hope you enjoyed it. Rather quick, but nonetheless, this is what he does. So if you want to sound like BB on the song, do this stuff. But if you watch the other players, they're their own guitar player, obviously, and you can hear how it doesn't sound like BB. But this is the average type of BB solo, which is awesome. So have a great day. Hope you enjoyed it. Play myself out. The thrill's gone.